Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? And welcome to the latest edition of Drew Mania Live. Nice to have you with us on this Friday, the 18th day of May, the year 2018. And of course, this is yours truly, Andrew L. Perry. And as always, coming to you live and at you, which is the busy streets of Brooklyn, New York. And today, I am inside a quiet campus of Long Island University, located in downtown Brooklyn. As I chat to you what is happening in the world of sports, we have plenty to well, it's a slow weekend. We got the Bell. Eastern Conference Finals between the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. What the Cavs have to do to avoid a 3-0 series lead against the Celtics. What the Celtics have to do to keep the momentum going, and we could go with the Houston Rockets against them. But we begin with the New York Mets, and I got some sad news for all you Mets fans, as the Mets are out of the. The Mets are pretty much out of the year. What's up, man? Out with the year with the leg with a toe injury, so he will be out the remainder of the year. I'm talking about Juan Lagares, and that is a huge loss because so far Juan Lagares is having a very, very good year. He did not have a good spring, but he had to be having a good year. Good year so far. He's batting around 250, around 255, around 250. Have had a lot of home runs. He put a lot of balls in play. He doesn't have a lot of RBIs whatsoever, but he is a huge defensive loss for the New York Mets, and suppose they need a right hand man is really going to be a huge problem for the Mets down the road. And if you're a Mets fan, this is the last thing you want to hear. As the Diamondbacks is coming to Citi Field, and it's not going to be easy because the Diamondbacks could hit. Yes, last week they were swept by the Washington Nationals, but they got some pitchers. The Diamondbacks got some pitchers. I watched them last Sunday, and they really got some decent pitching. And they're decent. They're a very good team. I think if I'm not mistaken, they're going to be in the playoff race. No question about it. Probably first or second wild card, I believe, in the National League, because the Dodgers look like they ain't going nowhere. The Dodgers are 10 games under 500. So it's either the Rockies or the Diamondbacks. But the Mets, really still. Then 2019, they gotta keep that. They gotta play a lot better, no question, than they did last week. Their performance against the Toronto Blue Jays, you really hate it. That they got, they split, but their offense really got to continue to be consistent. And the injury woes continue for the Mets. Jacob DeGrom, when Jacob DeGrom is pitching tonight, the Mets should win this game. And they don't have to see Zach Wheeler probably until Sunday, probably. But without facing Zach Greinke, the Mets should win these couple of games. I expect a 2 out of 3 for the New York Mets, but that's easier said than done. And the Mets, I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. At this point, I really don't know what to say anymore. And you just got to continue to hope that they get things back, to get things in order. And Mickey Callaway just got to make better decisions, management, because so far you cannot be impressed how Mickey Callaway managed this ball club. You can't be impressed. You cannot be impressed. You see some decisions that you don't like. You know, the using not using your bullpen enough, not using your bullpen properly. Not use Bevelins in certain situations, but at some point, Mickey Callaway got to do a better job. As far as the lineup gotta really pick it up. Bruce especially. You bring Bruce back, and he's supposed to be an RBI machine, and so far he hasn't produced anything. And he got to pick it up. Drupal Cabrera, he's having a nice year so far. Let's see, he had to carry the load too. But the Mets will not go anywhere if Cespedes do not hit. As I said this before, I'll say it again. When Cespedes hit, the Mets are a different ball club. The Mets are a different ball club. And this homestand, they really gotta pick things up in this homestand and get a couple of more wins in this homestand. Now, as the Yankees, they will face the Kansas City Royals tonight. That's the start is 8:00. CC Sabathia looking to go undefeated, continue his undefeated role as he going against Julius for the Kansas City Royals. And look at the Kansas City Royals are not good. This team stinks. They're 3-13. They are the bottom of the barrel. This is obviously not the Kansas City Royals that won the World Series 2 years ago. Obviously, but the Yankees should be a piece of cake. But the Yankees. Their bats are continue to be murderous road. And as far as the NBA is concerned, even though it's a hiatus, I expect. As far as the Warriors and the Rockets is game number 2. They have to. This is the more pressure. The more you think about it, this pressure is really on. This series is more about the Rockets than the Warriors, believe it or not. And this is, I think they 0-6 or 0-7. I don't know if the postseason doesn't really count, but every time when the Kevin Durant have a high scoring night, like he did in Game 2, they don't win the series. They don't win the game. And even though Kevin Durant is not the heart and soul in that team, and I saw earlier this morning if Kevin Durant don't score, does make Kevin Durant look bad for the Warriors? No. Have you forgotten? This is the same Warriors team that won a champion. Kevin Durant need the Warriors, then the Warriors need Kevin Durant. And I think the Warriors run with Kevin Durant is pretty much over, because I think by the end of the year, and I know it's too soon, and I think at the end of the year, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if the Warriors decide to say sayonara to Kevin Durant, because it's pretty clear to me, and you could look it up. And someone brought it to my attention: the Warriors lose more games when Kevin Durant on the field than they have when he's not on the field, when he's not on the court. And it proves it. And I'm not making this stuff up. This is the same Warriors team who won 73 games before Kevin Durant got there. This is the same Warriors team was one win away for winning the whole championship before they choke against LeBron James. This is the same Warriors team who has weapons. The Warriors is not as unbeatable as you think. Because again, when it proven this season again, if Kevin Durant have a higher score high, it doesn't mean anything. If Andre Iguodala get it together, if Andre Iguodala get more buckets, because Andre Iguodala to me is the heart and soul of that team. It's plain and simple. If Steph Curry have a good game, the Warriors could win. The Warriors could still win. But Kevin Durant is the alpha dog in that team. There's no question about it. He's the leader in our squad. But Andre Iguodala to me is the heart and soul of that Warriors team. As far as the Rockets gotta have that same intensity like they did in Game 2. The difference is they gotta bring it to Orco Arena, and it's not easy to win out Orco, as we all know. They have to take the crowd out of it, which no team has done since Cleveland. Which is very tough to do. You have to take the crowd out of this game. Otherwise, it's going to be a long, long night for the Houston Rockets. A long night, believe me. But I think the Rockets would take the crowd out of it. I believe they would. I really do. I really believe so. And that's what's going on right now in the NBA. Right now, the NBA is having hiatus. How about the Lightning? Even the series at a game of peace, a pivotal, interesting game 4 coming up this weekend in the Eastern Conference, and I got to be honest with you. When the Rangers are not in it, it's really tough for me to get into the hockey this year. And usually I don't get into the hockey until the playoffs. But for some reason, I can't get into it this year. But you cannot help and ignore and be impressed with the Vegas have done. The Vegas Golden Knights have done something to me that no other sports franchise in history has ever done. And Providence could pass the Arizona Diamondbacks, become the fastest expansion team ever in sports to win a championship in their inaugural season. That's remarkable. Now, as far as the Belmont Stakes, Justified obviously is the favorite. Looking to continue to his undefeated streak, and in the Kentucky Derby, It looked like honorable. The field. It looked like if you watch the Kentucky Derby, the field looked like it was the field was strong. The mud was strong. It looked like it was not gonna be a factor. It's not gonna be a factor as I thought it would. It wasn't like 2 or 3 years ago, in the Kentucky Derby, where it was just messy and you see the horses were covered in mud. It wasn't even like that at the Kentucky Derby.